Right, 8 minutes past the top of the hour. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is quite chilly right here in Nairobi. I don't know how it is wherever you are. About 48 days to Christmas, and the children are at home, and they are asking you as parents, guardians, that they want to eat everything around the house, some very sugary stuff. And we do have someone in this whole profession of the oral health, and particularly today talking about braces and the teeth alignment and what you need to know. From as young as you are, all the way, we'll be getting to understand all that. Dr. Justin Mwendo, he's a dental surgeon from Molars Dental Practice. Karibu sana. First of all, let's start with the dental formula. Help us understand how it should be as someone grows up. And is there anything like the perfect kind of a dental formula?
Of course, thank you for having me, and I'm glad to be here to discuss this very important matter. So, the dental formula, of course, has its own definition of what a perfect dental formula should look like. But from a clinical perspective, a dental formula is one that is complete, where you have complete dentition, and one that is aesthetic enough or pleasing enough, okay, and one that can perform the functions that should, which is speech, and the functions of mastication, which is basically eating. Yes.
All right. So, understanding all that, as you grow, someone akiwa mtoto 1 year, 2 years there, who really needs braces?
Well, the term is braces, but from the dental perspective, we call it orthodontic treatment.
Okay.
Where ortho means bone, dontic means teeth. For us, it's about who needs orthodontic treatment. But the street name on the streets here, people use braces. There's, which is just one little component of orthodontic treatment.
Yeah.
So, going the narrative, braces, who needs braces? One is you have to have teeth for us, and in this case, permanent teeth. They don't need, if you have pediatric or baby teeth, milk teeth, you don't need braces because those teeth will fall off anyway. So you need to be having the permanent teeth, and preferably a full set of permanent teeth. So this is the age around 12 going up, and it goes all the way till death. Anyone who needs to correct how they look like and they have teeth, all the way from 12 all the way till death.
Right.
Yes, there is this perception, of course, that orthodontic treatment or braces is preserved for only teenagers. Okay. And of course, I would understand why, because it's mostly teenagers who are seen with braces.
Yes, yes.
That segment, that age segment, is the one with braces because they are in the active phase of growth. So braces work best, of course, in that teenagehood, whereby you are growing, and we are trying to modify how you look when you are growing. That does not mean when in your 60s or 70s, you cannot have braces. We have patients who are in their 70s who have braces.
Right.
All right? For many reasons, braces are considered expensive or costly. And most people, or my patients who are having braces that are later age in life, in their 5th decade, in their 6th decade, they're telling me this is when now I can afford to do it for myself. Okay? Before, my parents were taking care of me, they could not afford. And when I started working, I had to start sorting a few things out here and there. But now that I've relaxed, now that I'm able to afford, it's about me. This one I want to take care of myself.
All right.
Yes.
And that bit of the age is something that I know so many people would really want to ask. And our call-in live number, 0795 045 864. So weka credit sahi and call Daktari right now. Ask all those questions you have pertaining the dental formula. Unaona hapa, maybe my son, my daughter, my nephew maybe needs to have a checkup. call us right now. 079-3267-279 is our WhatsApp number. You can also text us, 22047. We'll be sampling your feedback as you continue. So, Dr. You've told us about the age, 12, kwenda mbele.
Preferably. Yes.
Okay.
Under 12, you can also be put on braces because for many other reasons, all right? So we have braces that are put to help growth.
Okay.
For example, if you have the upper jaw, which we call the maxilla, is lagging behind in growth, and a doctor would want to stimulate the growth of that jaw. So children who are under 12 sometimes are put on braces to help the growth of that jaw.
Right.
But as we said, braces are mostly in the teenagehood.
Okay.
Yes.
So hypothetically, someone has visited you today.
Yes.
And you've taken a look at their dental formula. Okay, so number one, how will their teeth be looking like so that you tell them you really need braces, and then thereafter, what would be the stages that follow?
Well, when you visit me and you tell me you need braces or you need correction, I would listen very keenly to hear what exactly do you want. A perfect dental formula for myself is different from yourself. I get so many patients who say, I want to have a gap like the one I have. Others come and say, I don't want a gap. Others say, my family, we have gaps, and can you increase my gap? So based on what you need, we listen to you, we make a plan, we do scans to get to understand. We actually look at the entire jaw. We see if you have all the teeth, if your jaw structure is strong enough to handle braces, and then we recommend a treatment, which in terms of braces would mostly take around 6 months to around 2 to 3 years, based on the complexity of the treatment.
All right. This person has visited you today, and then that whole process happens, let's say, over the weekend. So after that, what do you tell them about, let's say, the kind of diet that they should be having in this period? What the do's and don'ts that they should that should happen in that period?
Well, once you place the braces, you would want, of course, to recommend foods that do not interfere with the braces, and foods that also would be able to enable you to clean your teeth well, because braces in this case become foreign material in your mouth. So we would first remove sticky foods, hard foods like sugarcane. If you have to eat your carrots, you don't break them. You have to chop them to small pieces. If you have to eat your apples, you don't bite. You actually cut them into small pieces and eat them. So that is one. Number two, we also recommend foods that are rich in calcium, foods that stimulate bone growth and bone maturity, all right? So that's very important. And of course, we really discourage you from having sugary foods, because these ones now make it even difficult to brush those areas, and you may end up having cavities because of the sugary foods. Yes.
Right. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is a question you've gotten a number of times, because now the braces themselves are foreign objects on your inside your mouth.
Yes.
And the fact that they are on the bone, as you call it, the ortho, does one feel any sensory feeling, even as they continue their day-to-day activities, the speech, when they're eating, zinawasha, maybe that's what a number of people would want to know?
Initially, they're very uncomfortable. Give it the first 3 days, where after we place the braces on you, they're extremely uncomfortable. And after that, you get used to them. In fact, you get used to them to the point, the day we dislodge them or remove them from you, some patients say they feel exposed. Right? They become part of you, part and parcel of you, and you get used to them. Yes.
So what exactly happens? Because even as you continue, you'd be seeing a number of photos that you're going to be seeing. But then we can also use what we have here as well. We can see that the teeth themselves. So what actually happens in the process of placing the braces on the teeth?
Well, going with this image, I see several components here. So the little metal things you see on the teeth,
Yes.
those are called brackets.
Okay.
Just like any other bracket. This table is held by a bracket.
All right.
So we stick that bracket with a little cement. And then we use active wires. You can see the wire running from end to end. And then we use active wires. We use little rubbers, which we call elastics, to hold the wires to the brackets. So it is the wires that push the teeth to the desired position.
Okay.
Yes.
So now the pushing, is it a day one activity and it maintains that in the number of years that this person maintains the braces? Or is it a continuous process that as you continue growing, the wire helps day by day, it continues aligning the teeth?
Well, based on the size of wire, of course, we start with very little wires. So we want slow movement.
Okay.
If you have high forces and quick movements, then you get undesired effects, which can actually end up to you losing your teeth, the teeth falling off.
Oh, okay.
So what would be desired based on the circumstance is slow, predictable movements. All right. So it's just not any wire you put in that mouth. Yeah.
All right. In case someone, because you had said this is really mostly seen by teenagers and admittedly, growing up in school, both in primary school as well as high school, you'd see a number of people with braces. Well, on our end, we'd see this looks cool, really. But then growing up, and particularly, I know for guys I've had conversations with, they do not really want to have braces on them. They'd have a sense of, there's assumption of you'd look weak with them. Or rather, what in case something happens and you're with them. So one would ask, is there an alternative of braces if I really want to have my teeth aligned, but I don't want to have the braces?
Yes. Well, when you say this conversation, I mentioned that braces are a very small component of orthodontic treatment. Braces themselves also, within the realm of braces, we have different types of braces. These are metallic braces. We still have some plastic or polymer braces, which are less visible, more aesthetically appealing. And apart from that, we have new technology. There's something in the market now called clear aligners, all right? Okay. The most famous brand in clear aligners is Invisalign, whereby you're given a few tray-looking materials, clear in color, you just wear them and they end up moving your teeth.
All right.
Yes.
The photos that you're having on screens, even as you continue, the braces themselves, they look different. Could you tell us, now as a patient, how do I get to know what type of the braces fit me, depending on the size, the colors? Is that a determinant?
Of course. One, the little colors you've seen on those braces are not braces, those are the ties. Okay. And they are all manner of colors. And it's the fun part when it comes to having orthodontic treatment. So, because you have people saying, tomorrow I'm wearing red, can you give me red ties? Tomorrow I'll be wearing green, can you give me green ties? Which I think is fun.
So you can be able to remove those?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the ties, but you don't remove them at home. You come to the office.
All right.
Remember, orthodontic treatment is not a one-day appointment. You don't come today and we are done with you. So you will end up coming multiple appointments, preferably once every 3 weeks or preferably once a month, to have checks and little adjustments here and there. So those are called, going back to the little rubbers that are multicolored, those are called ties. And we can play with all manner of colors, of course, to suit your needs. All right. But if you go to the metallic brackets, as I mentioned, you can have different materials. Rather than having metal, you can have plastic, which is you can have clear plastic, isn't it? Which could be able to actually camouflage much better than the metallic brackets.
Right.
Yeah.
If someone was to not use the braces or not be able to afford them, is there any oral health problems that they're exposing themselves to?
Yes. The need to correct the alignment of teeth helps in maintaining, of course, other than the social acceptance, you've been able to smile and having confidence.
Yes.
It helps you clear, have a good oral hygiene. When you have teeth overlapping each other, it gives you a difficulty in cleaning, isn't it? It gives you a difficulty in speech, all right? It also gives you a difficulty in the main function of the mouth in chewing and eating. So those are the side effects of not correcting or having well-aligned teeth.
All right. So hypothetically, because still on the same, the patient has seen you this weekend on this particular Thursday, you've done the whole checkup and seen you would need these braces maybe on both jaws or maybe on one jaw. After how long does this person stay, and what determines that?
You're talking about preparation for braces? Or?
No, after now having...
After having the braces,
yeah.
You, based on how complex or what kind of force we want to deal with. As I said, the forces are applied sequentially over a period of time. So once we put our little wires, we approximate and tell you, okay, now I've done procedure A, you need to come back within a month or so. That's the most common period. However, it can increase, all right? Sometimes can be 2 months, sometimes can be less, a week or so. Yeah.
Right. Now, the fact that with your experience in matters dental, and even now focusing on the teenagers, what are the do's and don'ts before someone would really now need the braces of us taking care of our oral health, particularly now in this festive season where people would really want to indulge, and now people the young people would really want to indulge in fast food and some sugary items. What will be your advice?
The first do's is you need to be very sure you need to have braces on. It's a commitment actually that lasts minimum 6 months to 18 months. So you need to be sure that if I'm going to put braces, this is what I want. Number 2, you need to be now disciplined enough to come for those multiple appointments. So you need to be able to be available to visit your doctor for the multiple appointments. Number 3, you stick to the diet the doctor gives you. All right. Number 4 is proper oral hygiene. All right. To the point whereby you have to carry a toothbrush to the office if you're going to eat lunch. All right. Contact sports are a no-no, because you are playing rugby and you have these braces on. And if anything happens to you, they tear your lips. All right. So contact sports we reduce. All right.
So what happens in case that now happens, the whole tearing off after contact sport, or someone injures even a small bit of the wires?
Well, you need an appointment to correct that. If, of course, there's a tear of the lips, you need to come in for surgery. We repair the lips. So going to your previous question, we advise you, if you're going to play, if you're going to have contact sports, then we give you other gadgets to prevent, what we call mouth guards, to prevent or prevent you from having harm from the braces that you have.
Right.
Yeah.
So that now is for people with the braces.
Yes.
So now generally, people who don't have braces, how do we generally take care of our oral health? What are those things that, as a dental professional, you see things people do and you're like, no, this is not what people should be doing, and it is a deterrent to the oral health?
Of course, the normal brush your teeth after every meal, preferably after every meal, but mostly twice a day after meals, after breakfast, after dinner, before going to bed. Use the right brush, soft enough to take care of your teeth. Use the right toothpaste, all right? And then, of course, do your normal in between the teeth cleaning, what you call interdental cleaning, by either using floss or interdental brushes. And regularly, definitely visit your dentist every 6 months. Yes.
All right. One would wonder, in case you continue, having the braces and you develop any problems in the oral health, what happens after that? Are there instances where you'd have to remove the braces and take care of that as well?
Yeah, many times when patients come and we realize the braces are doing more harm than good. For example, you've had your braces, you've not been cleaning well, it's leading to gum diseases. We definitely stop the treatment and we dislodge the braces. We tell you you're not the right candidate for braces. Yes, so we can actually stop the treatment midway.
All right.
Yes.
In the first few days, as you had said, it might get uncomfortable. So does this uncomfortable period come with pain? And would you now recommend, because some would say, I'm probably feeling pain here and there, would you now recommend pain medication?
Yes. For me, it's based on, I assess my patients,
Okay.
and most of them I can tell their pain threshold. The pain is not so much
Okay.
to disrupt you from your normal business, but it's uncomfortable enough for you to notice it. So based on your pain threshold, and if a doctor can determine your pain threshold, we give you very mild painkillers the initial first days, and that's just it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're about 4 minutes to wrap up. 0795 045864 is our number to call in live. 22047 is our SMS number. Keep talking to us even as we continue. We have some photos that we have. Our director, can you help us so that Dr. can help us understand what some of these photos means for you to get the whole context of that, so that we keenly look at them and analyze them. So let's say, for example, like that on the screens, how will you assess this on the because you have a before image and after kind of an image. So before, what happened there, and how long in your assessment did it take for the after?
Well, what I see in the image, the before,
Yes.
is I'm seeing a mouth that has a missing tooth, and in the after, clearly, I can see the tooth has been replaced. So basically, there's a replacement of a missing tooth, and this has not been done by braces either. This has been done by putting an implant or other modes of replacement.
Okay, all right. We can have maybe the next one. How about this?
Well, clearly, the first image, the before, you can see teeth that are crowded. The teeth are crowded together, and the next image, the teeth have been aligned well, preferably even cleaned or even bleached, because they even look much brighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the crowding, is this something that is genetic? Because as we were talking about earlier, the missing gap, for example, do some of these defects, if I may, come as genetically, or inafanyika tu hivyo?
It's multifactorial, genetics being one of the factors. We have the environmental factors, all right?
Okay.
Environmental factors based on your diet, what do you eat, based on growth. That's where genetics come in, whereby how fast does your jaw, how fast do your jaws grow to accommodate the teeth that are coming out, all right? Your habits, the people who go sucking their thumbs, chewing pens and all that, they end up moving teeth and all that. So the issue of crowding is multifactorial, based on so many factors, and I've just given you an example, a few examples.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a question on our Facebook page where a mother was asking if tampering with the teeth of their child as they're growing up could have any effect as they continue growing. Probably when they're supposed to naturally shed off some of the teeth, and it was done maybe prior to when the duration it was supposed to happen, could that have any effect?
I'd like to know what tampering means in this case, but I'm assuming she's trying to either remove the teeth or force the tooth to go in a
Yes.
certain direction? Of course it does. Any force put on teeth over a long period of time would yield. So if you put force pushing the teeth in over a long period of time, the force will yield.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think we were, okay, we've taken a look at the photos. Your clarion call to people watching us this morning, parents, guardians who would really want to get into this. You'd mentioned also the prizes. Roughly in Kenya, how much will this go for? Even as you also gave us your wrapping thoughts.
All right, orthodontic treatment is not, it's affordable based on the time it takes to do this treatment. For example, the treatment is 2 years, and you look at the cost of treatment, it becomes pretty much affordable. If you break down the number of appointments versus the cost, you find that per appointment you end up paying around 3,000 to 4,000, which is within the affordability range. Of course, based on the severity of the case and based on what we are using as the materials to correct your malalignment.
Okay.
My clarion call will be very simple. In the era of social media and digital media, the smile is becoming more and more important. It matters how we look like, it matters how we feel. We are seeing more and more people having to actually getting concerned how they look like, getting concerned on how they feel. And the mouth and the smile is an important component on someone's confidence. I would encourage anyone who feels like they have the need to have their smile corrected to also see a health practitioner, an oral practitioner who will be able to correct and advise them.
Right.
It is worth.
All right.
It is worth.
Thank you very much. For people who are still talking to us, is there any way that we can reach you?
Of course, we at Molars Dental Practice, we're on social media. We're on our website is www.molarsdentalpractice.com.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Justin Mwendo. He's a dental surgeon at Molars Dental Practice. For all that you've taught us this particular morning, I'm pretty sure people have been writing notes on the same. Something coming up with the Shiksha Arora, judiciary